Hello, and how are you? It's me once again. This here happens to be 3/18. That'd be March 18th. That makes this blog number 46. So there you go, blog 46. Yeah, I had a long day this morning. It's one of those things, whenever you're in my situation and your caregiver gets sick or disposed or something under the weather, who knows exactly what happened, they're going to send you somebody else. Well, today was my bow routine, so it was a long day anyway. And then on top of that, after it being my bow routine, I didn't get anybody in here until noon o'clock, a little afternoon o'clock. So therefore, they didn't get out of here until 5, and then so I got to eat, and then I got over here for my blog real quick so I could take care of it, and then I'll have it done by the time America's Got Talent comes on. There you go. Yeah, my son, he's getting ready to go in the Army. Yes, sir. Army. He's got two choices. He's going to take the either a cook or a small grounds equipment mechanic, meaning like Humvees and that sort of thing, Jeeps and Humvees and anything non-diesel, which would be good for him. I kind of wish there'd be some sort of a diesel thing in there, but you know how that goes. Army's got their ways, and they'll pick and choose for you. You just kind of get to pick and choose for yourself. He's got about 30 different jobs to choose from, so I'm glad he's got his opportunity to take whatever he wants, because that's what your life is all about. You make your own decisions for yourself, and he seems to be able to do that quite well. I'm quite proud of him. Anyway, he's a good kid, and he knows what he wants, and so that's the best thing that he can go for, what he wants to do. And if you're catching this, I'm proud of you, Mr. Sir. I can't say your name because I never got your permission to say your name, so therefore I'm not gonna do it, because I never ask. I keep forgetting to ask. One of these days, though, you'll be off in the military, and I'll say your name, and somebody will say, we'll be shooting at him because he's your son, and I don't want that to happen. So there you go. An enemy of mine could be an enemy of yours. What? No. Anyway, I'm proud of you. Let's see. 3 whole minutes into the program already. 3 whole minutes into the program, which ain't much and it ain't a lot. I think I'm gonna try to get that hand down there like that. There we go. And there we go. So anyway, when he called me today at about 3 o'clock, I was still not ready, prepared for phone calls, and kind of freaked him out. So he called the house phone and found out that I was still in the middle, so I called him back around 5. And anyway, he was on the phone with one of his other folks that he was talking to, and getting some mediocre support, some half support and half not support. I mean, it's kind of hard to certain people just don't fit in to certain situations, and well, whenever somebody doesn't fit into a certain situation, they're not going to have a good experience with it, and so therefore they have to reflect on their bad experience. At the same time, they want to give you a positive attitude about it, even if they didn't have a good time themselves or have a good experience themselves. See, that's why I was glad that he joined the Army and not the service field that I had chosen, which was the Navy, because him being the way he is, physically motivated the way he is, he's going to be able to get to do some obstacle courses and stuff like that, whereas in the Navy, it was not like Officer and a Gentleman, because I was not in officer candidate school, so there was no obstacle course or anything like that. I mean, you sit up and push-ups and marching, and we got to do some swimming, but as far as obstacle courses, it wasn't there. I remember when I was in Boy Scouts and got to go out over to Fort Leonard Wood, and we got to spend a week there, and or a weekend. Maybe it was just a weekend, but anyway, we got to go through the military obstacle courses, and that was fun. So I'm sure glad that he chose one of the funner branches of the military. Yeah. So, anyway, I got a chill going on, and I don't understand why. I mean, it's not like the heat's not on. I mean, it's on and it's blowing, and it's a good thing that it is on and blowing, because if it weren't, I'd be really cold. Anywho, oh yeah, I'm really sorry to say that these things aren't turning up on Facebook in order. When I go in, log in under my name and my account, they do come up in order, but that's for me. Apparently everybody else is not getting them in order. So if you are not Facebook, I'm sorry, on YouTube. So if you go on to YouTube and you can't really locate them, go to my Facebook page. You can catch them there, and it'll knock you onto the YouTube slot where it's at, and then you can friend it, and then I know that doesn't work for my mom and dad's Roku, though, because the way they're doing their YouTube in the Roku, I don't think that that'll work for them. And I just don't understand why my YouTubes are actually, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to go in there under a different name and get onto my YouTube and see if it comes out the way I want it to come out. Or I'll find out how it's coming out for everybody else. That's what I was trying to say. Yeah, that's exactly what I was trying to say. Oh, Lordy. Ooh, 58. Ooh, I better hurry right along. Hurry right along. It's like I can make time fly. It's like it's going to take less time for me to talk on here than it does on that clock down there running out. Right? Wrong. I mean, I'll still keep talking, but yet it'll still keep counting down its minutes too. And I thought sure I had plenty of time to do this when I got set up on here, but it doesn't seem like I'm having enough time. Yeah, I'm looking at them other pictures, and it's definitely different than the way I am now, but that's okay. It's all fixed up. Got the mirror on the right-hand side of the house, on the right-hand side of the house and everything. So, no longer in the mirror image. Yeah, I can't wait to get something done with my hair, because, well, my hair is pretty good, you know. But I'm looking at it, and it's thinning. And I don't want my hair to be thinning. Reminds me of that there story about the feller that was painting the church. Yes, sir. See, what had come up was the church was needing to be repainted. So what they had done was they So anyway, they were taking bids on getting the church painted. And after several days, they finally narrowed it down to this one old boy. And so anyway, he decided that he was going to, this one old boy, he decided that they had finally decided on him, and he brought his 55-gallon drum of paint to the church with him. So he started to paint, and he got about halfway through his 55-gallon drum, and he realized he wasn't going to have enough paint to finish the church. So what he done was he added he filled up his 55-gallon drum. He filled it up with water, and so therefore he painted. He went ahead and started painting again, and he got 3/4 of the way down with his 55-gallon drum, and he realized he wasn't going to have enough paint to finish painting again. So he had poured that into a 25-gallon drum, and so therefore he added another 25 gallons to that, and so he he had poured that into a 10-gallon drum, and so now he added 10 gallons to that, and he kept on painting. And then he got up about to the roof area of the church, and he realized he wasn't going to have enough paint. So what he done there was he took his 10 gallons that he had left, and he poured another 10-gallon in with that, and he kept on painting. Well, then he gets up to the steeple, and he's got about halfway up the steeple, and he's got about a quart of paint left, and he realizes he's not going to have enough paint to get on up to the top of the steeple. So he goes ahead and adds another quart to that paint, and he gets on up there to the top of the steeple, and he's putting on his last stroke, and then this big booming voice comes out of the sky, and it says, "Repaint, repaint, and then no more." What do you think of that? That there was a funny one, wasn't it? Wasn't that a funny one? I kind of thought that was a funny one myself. Yeah, but okay, maybe it was cheesy. Okay, that's enough of that. That was one of them cheesy ones. That was like the big mouth frog. You ever heard of the big mouth frog? I tell you what. Well, the big mouth frog, he lived in the swamp, you see, and he used to live on lily pad, and he ate flies and insects all day long. That's what he did, and that's what he sat around doing. Well, so what it was Big Mouth Frog decided he was going to take him a little trip. So he jumps off his lily pad and swims out across the water, and he gets over there to the shore, and he hops up on the shore, and he's hopping along, and he sees this duck, and he sees this field mouse, and he says, "Hi, I'm the Big Mouth Frog. I sit on a lily pad and eat flies all day long. What's your name, and what do you do?" Well, the mouse says, "Squeaky, I'm a little mouse. I'm a field mouse, and I eat little bugs and grass all day long. That's what I do. That's my name, and that's what I do." Big Mouth Frog says, "Well, okay then." And then he leaves and hops on up the field until he runs into a gopher. And he says, "Hi, I'm the Big Mouth Frog. I sit on a lily pad eating flies and insects all day long. That's my name, and that's what I do. What's your name, and what do you do?" Well, the Big Mouth Frog, the gopher says, "Well, I dig in little tunnels all day long, and I dig in little tunnels all day long, and I come up and I eat roots from the undersides of plants. That's my name. That's what I do." So he goes up and he sees a chicken in the farmer's yard, and he says, "Hi, I'm the Big Mouth Frog. I sit on a lily pad and I eat flies and insects all day long. That's my name. That's what I do. Well, the chicken says, well, I'm a chicken, and I eat meal, and I lay eggs for the farmer. That's my name, and that's what I do. And the big mouth frog says, hey, great. All right, I'm going to have to go. So he works his way on back down to the swamp, and he sees an alligator. And he says, hi, I'm the big mouth frog. I sit on a lily pad and I eat flies and insects all day long. That's my name and that's what I do. What's your name and what do you do? Alligator says, I'm an alligator and I eat big mouth frogs. And the frog says, you don't say. Alrighty then, that's my time. This is Shenandoah Briscoe saying hello and how are ya? God loves you and so do I. Be blessed and have a blessed day. We'll check you later. Goodbye.